Hello, friends. It's Dr. Bassengale again. Just wanted to come in here and give you a few minutes to touch base with this first little assignment that's due. Your part one of your timeline is due on November 3rd. I wanted to talk to you about that for just a few minutes and give you a few verbal instructions that kind of go along with the written instructions that you'll see. Your written instructions look a little bit like this, and you'll get those in Canvas, of course, and print those out or look at those. Make sure you're going through everything. But in the meantime, these are some verbal instructions for you. A couple of the things that I wanted to talk to you about. You're going to be doing this timeline. It's going to be a PowerPoint or a Prezi. Either one's fine with me. I don't care. You're going to include those pictures that I talked about in that intro video that you've already looked at. Go ahead. I hope you've gotten those pictures or you're working on them, because this is going to come around fast, but I think it's going to be fun. So I want you to learn from this. When you become teachers, you're going to find out that connecting your students to things that they've learned is the best way for them to learn. When you read a book and you can connect it to something that's happened in your life, or something, another book that you've read, or something that you've experienced, or something that you've been through in your life, you remember that book and you remember what you've read. So I want you to learn about these children and their development, and you're going to do that by connecting it to your development. The first section is birth through 2. Not a lot, but you're going to probably end up having 20 to 30 slides for each section. You'll have a total of maybe 40, 45 to 50, maybe 60 slides total. And you can look at the rubric. The rubric details everything. The directions detail everything. All that you need to know is there. I just wanted to touch base with you about some of these things as well, face to face. Since we can't meet, this is our face to face. So, on that first slide, you're going to kind of be given, I've got my directions right here. You're going to be given a title of this stage that it is, your name, a picture of you in that stage. You may want to start out by doing a cutesy little slide. Hi, my name is Tricia Bassengale. I was born in Kingstree, South Carolina at the Williamsburg County Memorial Hospital on May 16th. This is a picture of me and my mom's blanket that my grandmother knitted for me or something. I don't know. And have some cute little picture of you being born. That's your whole introduction to what you're doing for this first little section. By the way, I'm going to show you some examples of some PowerPoints too, so you can see. But you'll start out by doing that. And then you're going to also be doing some research with this. The research will come from the PowerPoints that you've watched and listened to. The research will come from your book that you're reading. And it will also come from some Google research. I will also be attaching an article in there too to help you with some of this. Maybe more than one article. I can't remember. But I'll attach some things in there for you to look at to help you with this as well. When you do some research and you're Googling some things that you want to find out about, remember you have to have peer-reviewed articles. Those are articles that are legit, okay? Do not use Wikipedia, Huffington Post, some of those websites, some of those informational type things on the web. They're not good, and in fact, you don't ever want to use those in college. They're just not legitimate, and they don't always have accurate information. So you want to always, in your references or whenever you're writing a paper or doing research, you want to make sure you're using peer-reviewed articles, things that are legitimate, okay? And if you need some more information on that, holler and I'll talk to you about that at some point. But you'll go through and you will be putting a little bit of research in. I think this first section has the physical and motor development, the psychosocial development, cognitive development, language and literacy development. So you're going to give a little general information about each of those areas. Format that any way you want to. Be creative, okay? You just got to look at the rubric and make sure you're including things. If you want to add some extra stuff, that's fine. I'm not going to mark you off if you don't follow the rubric to the T and do every little single thing that it says. You got to include all the stuff that you're supposed to include, but be creative, make it kind of neat. And then you're going to go and give some info about yourself. This is where you can throw in some of those pictures. Your physical and motor development. When was the first time you turned over in the crib or rolled over in the crib? When was the first time you started scooting up and trying to crawl? All of those things you're going to want to find out about and ask your parents or someone about them. Go ahead and start asking those questions. Now, we're all different. I said this in the last video. We come from different backgrounds. Some of you may have been adopted. Some of you may have had a fire at your home. Some of you may have been through a hurricane. Lord knows we've had some hurricanes this year. And you don't have pictures and you don't have any of that information. You may have parents who are very busy and just didn't get everything written down. I will tell you right now, I had 3 children. My first one was born. I wrote down all kinds of stuff. 3 years later, we had twins. So Mr. Massingill and I did not get a lot written down in that baby book. I can remember things and we'll talk about things and say, oh yeah, I think you started crawling when you did blah, 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 blah at this age. Talk to your parents and ask them some of those questions. Look at the developmental ages for different things. And if your parents can't remember, you can say, well, typically a child starts walking at 12 months, anywhere from 12. I don't know. We'll look at the exact dates and stuff. And say to your mom, do you remember when I started walking? Or your dad, when was it? Well, it probably was around 12 or 13 months. You don't have to be totally accurate. No one's going to go do fact checking on you and your life. So come up with the best dates that you can, okay? Or the best time frame that you can for your timeline, okay? Include as many pictures as you can for that. Make it as interesting as you possibly can. Look at the rubric. Think of things. Again, if you can't find that information, if you can't find pictures, you need to communicate to me, okay? Communicate in advance. This is due November 3rd. Do not communicate to me on Halloween night after you've been out trick-or-treating and you want to tell me, oh, by the way, I can't get any pictures. That just only gives you like 4 days to get some pictures and information and stuff. So let me know as soon as possible, okay? And we'll work on something. I will help you with that as best as I can. Okay, let me see if there's anything else I need to tell you. Part 2 will be ages 3 to 6. You'll hear some more about that a little bit later. Everything's going to look different for everybody. You might want to do more cutesy stuff or add other things that someone else is not going to add. Someone else is going to add something that is more research back. Just follow the rubric and you'll come up with everything you need. I think that's pretty much it. When you finish with this video, there will be another video there by Dr. Penland, Professor Penland, in the College of Education there at Anderson, and she has 2 really good examples of PowerPoints. So I think you'll enjoy looking at those and kind of getting a good idea of what we're expecting and what I'd like to see as a final result. So make sure you look at those. As always, I'm an email away. Let me know if you have any questions or any concerns. Hope you have a great